Hey guys, Camacho here. I am here on a clandestine mission at a location here to help out Turnbuckle. I'm here to help out Kyle. Fucking Liam. What a piece of work. Really. Gonna take over Turnbuckle tapes today. Me, the main event, Michael Sean. Gonna talk shop. Let's see here. Top of the line security, Liam, huh? Let's see. 426 9. Gotta wait. Shit works every time. Every time. I don't really like being here. All right, you guys, this is Camacho Verde here with the main event, Michael Sean. I have broken into the Turnbuckle tapes, and we are doing a hostile takeover because Liam sucks. I'm the one that brings in the numbers every time.
It's true.
Yeah. I am...
highest ratio of all time, this guy right here.
This is true. Michael brings in the numbers as well.
This is the truth.
This is the truth. Here's the highest rated episode on all platforms.
Because I'm the greatest.
That's why you are the main event. That's why people go pay money to watch you perform.
This is a fact. A very fact.
Yeah.
So, funny story. I went to the AEW taping last night. Guy walks up to me wearing a fucking Flacco t-shirt. He goes,
Ooh.
I love you. And I was like, why the fuck you wearing his t-shirt then? And he goes, well, I like him too. And I was like, fuck that guy. And he goes, well, I know you don't like him. And I was like, yeah, now I don't like you either. And I walked away. Because he's wearing a fucking Flacco t-shirt. Who the fuck wears a Flacco t-shirt?
Not me.
Or puts that motherfucker on their fucking wall.
Liam does, actually.
Fucking Liam. Fucking Liam.
Let me see what he got. Oh, he's got Kevin Nash up there, but he went and got he did, but Liam got the Kevin Nash picture from Magic Mike 2.
That's a little weird.
It's kind of it is very weird. I don't know. He's a weird guy. There's a lot of weird stuff in here.
That's like getting what's the Joker's name?
Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger's autograph on a Brokeback Mountain picture instead of the Joker.
Right.
I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Seems a little strange. I'm not too sure about him. That's why I don't like him.
Right. I don't either.
And he just talks a lot too.
That's why I picked Kyle.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out, jabroni.
Yeah, shout out to Kyle.
Kyle's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I heard he's been walking a lot, losing some weight.
Yeah.
And banging.
Yeah, he got himself a lady friend now too.
Nice.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Camacho tried to hit on her, and she's like, no. She's all about Kyle, so good for him.
That's a good girl then.
Yeah, she's a very good girl. Today we're gonna talk about ECW. Right? We're gonna talk about the Mount Rushmore of ECW and our top 4 picks here. And
the greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time. We're not gonna include Diamond Dallas Page or Ken Shamrock.
No, because they don't belong on any Mount Rushmore anywhere.
Yeah, right? Some dipshit.
Maybe UFC Hall of Fame, like Mount Rushmore, Ken Shamrock, but
Yeah, I could see that, but I wouldn't put
Yeah.
DDP in the golden era of WWE,
No,
like wrestling
him and
in
Hogan. I
general.
remember those classics.
Yeah, Andre the Giant,
Andre, you
Andre
know,
the yeah,
Paul Orndorff and DDP WrestleMania 4.
one of the greatest matches of all time.
Greatest. Diamond Cutter.
Yeah, there was one of me and Barry Horowitz floating around on the dark web,
See?
wrestling in Japan.
Me and Tom McGee, we
Mhm.
wrestled in Venezuela.
Did you?
Yeah. It's way better than the Bret Hart match, but you can't find it anywhere. Nobody recorded it, I don't think.
There's a lot of Nazis that moved there from
In Venezuela?
in Venezuela and Germany. Yeah,
I did not know that.
I'm a big history buff.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Camacho's a learned man.
My family moved here from Sicily.
Oh, really?
They did.
You like pizza?
I do, and spaghetti.
I like spaghetti.
And gnocchis.
Those are some type of noodle or
They
pasta?
are noodle with like potato in it. It's almost like a ravioli, but not quite.
Does it have
like-
a filling?
Has a filling. Potatoes in the middle.
Oh, potato. Oh.
Potato. My mom and my aunt make it. It's delicious.
Oh, you have to invite Camacho over.
I will. My aunt makes a bunch and freezes it, and then she sends me home with it like every time I go visit her. She has like shit tons of it.
Camacho's invited to the cookout.
Yeah. I don't know what we call it in Sicily, but call it something. I know. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
A cookout.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Let's
family get together.
the beginning. Let's get into it here. I'm gonna go. I'll do mine.
All
Or
right.
you want to do yours and then interject, spit some facts, some knowledge. I know you're well versed in ECW, way better than that other guy, Liam.
He was mommy. We wouldn't let him watch it because it was too violent, too extreme.
I was watching that all the time.
He never got to see Kimona dance on top of the ECW arena.
It was very good.
That turned me into a man.
Yeah.
I was like 9 years old, just like, wow, who's that?
Yeah, had no idea what the name meant either till
Right.
later. Yeah.
No. Same.
Yeah.
I
Let's
didn't
go.
know what suck it meant even until I got older.
I was in my 30s when I figured that out.
I might have been in like high school.
I'm gonna start off number one. We got Terry Funk.
I concur.
Did a lot for the company. Lended his name. That's a big name, big get for them at the time.
Massive, actually.
Yeah. He was like a traditional wrestler, and he started out, and then kind of went to more of the hardcore side of things, which was perfect.
I mean, he was wrestling Lawler and stuff, and like he was doing that Memphis style. Memphis was very hardcore before hardcore was a thing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Throwing
Memphis.
fireballs, and they did the empty arena match, him and Jerry Lawler, and Lawler like pokes him in the eye.
Really?
You gotta look it up. Empty arena match, Jerry Lawler versus Terry Funk.
Is that on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. It's from like the 60s, 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. It's good. It's really fucking good.
Sounds good. I'll have to check that out.
It's great.
Let's see what else I got here about Terry Funk. He still would wrestle in Japan in his interim, like in between ECW. He was a big deal over there. And then he had a couple notable feuds with Cactus Jack, Shane Douglas, Tommy Dreamer, and
Wired.
yeah, and he headlined the first ECW pay-per-view, Barely Legal '97, I think.
And he was in the first triple threat with Shane Douglas and Sabu.
Yes,
It's the first triple threat match of all time.
and he was also awarded the lifetime ECW Heavyweight Championship.
So we're still champion. Never lost it.
Hell yeah. Terry Funk's just fucking. I just want to have like a beer with him. Seems like a cool. He seems like a cool dude. I would like to get some Terry Funk style tights. The striped tights. to
Candido had
wrestle.
those for a while too.
He did.
Did.
I remember. And then we'll move on to my number 2. We got Mr. Monday Night,
show.
the whole fucking show, who debuted at ECW House Party and defeated Axel Rotten.
It was not booked for the original ECW pay-per-view, but took Candido's spot actually in the original ECW pay-per-view.
Really? Okay. You were more well versed in ECW than Camacho. And I watched quite a bit. I want to bring this up too. I didn't want to start anything, but I have a persona, and very similar to I think I think he might owe me some money. RVD.
I mean,
do you think I have? Yeah,
might owe you some money.
I might have to.
And the Godfather might owe you some money.
Well, that's just because Camacho, just a ladies' man.
Right. Well, roll a fatty for this pimp daddy. You used to say roll a fatty for this green masked man.
Yeah. I had the shirts with that on it too. Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Was that in Puerto Rico?
Pretty sure Puerto Rico.
I've been all over the world.
Maybe Rio. You were in that Intercontinental title tournament, so it may have been in Rio.
Rio de Janeiro.
Rio de Janeiro. The first Intercontinental title tournament.
Yeah, it was a gauntlet.
Patterson.
Yeah, it was a gauntlet match.
Yeah.
I whipped everybody's ass.
Yeah.
Big surprise. Let's see. He became real popular with when he would wrestle Sabu a lot. Some of those matches are what I would consider goated in the ECW lore. Jerry Lynn. He did his heel turn with Bill Alfonso. Then he did the ECW Invasion in '97 on Raw, and that's where he became Mr. Monday Night by what's his name, Jerry Lawler. We were just talking about
the King.
The King, and he got his first title win against Bam Bam for the ECW TV Championship.
Right after Bam Bam won it, basically they put it right on RVD.
Was it that quick?
It was that quick. Like nobody was expecting Van Dam to win it, and then he didn't lose it for 2 years.
The TV championship, yeah, he had it from '98 to 2001. It says. That's what I got on my notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And basically, then, a lot of business.
Yeah, and then his last ECW appearance was against Jerry Lynn, guilty as charged, 2001.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he broke his ankle. And then they had Rhino win it. He never actually lost it.
You know that you got these vape things. Do they make them with marijuana?
They do. They do. Oh. My good friend with a mullet has them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I heard there's some problems with that guy.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot right now. But he's still my friend. I still love him. But
tough
he's
love.
A fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Love. Like, how do you lose tag titles to fucking some jabroni in a mask? Sorry.
No offense. No offense.
Some other dumbass fucking rock and roller. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I can't. And then Assassino, that little sawed-off midget. He'll find out, though. They're both going to find out, like, who the leader is. Who at the top of the pecking order of the 209 clique. And that's me.
You.
It's me. I'm the leader. The top of the pecking order is me.
Yeah. Well, I am a big fan of the Click and all the work that they do, the hard work and dedication that they put into, their wrestling, and you know, just a really big fan.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and if you guys ever need any help, you just let Camacho know.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, big fan of the Click here. Let's move on to number 3 here. Oh, I want to shout out Kyle again because he wrestled last minute in a Royal Rumble at the Bacon Fest and eliminated Liam.
He did in like 3 seconds.
Yeah. My friend
Liam was like
my other friend of the show that he's been on too, Mike Nordyke. Really good guy. He counted it as 10.1 seconds that Kyle eliminated Liam.
That's probably the longest Liam's ever lasted in his life, though.
That's a fair assumption.
Just saying.
Very, very sad man he is. Hold up the belt.
Hold it up. Here it is.
We are going to move on to the franchise, Shane Douglas. First, Camacho wants to shout out Shane Douglas because he had all the ladies in ECW. Yeah, Missy Hyatt, Kimona Wanalea, Sherry Martel, Francine, just crushing the trim.
He was.
Also the history of that belt right there. Threw down to the NWA, declared himself the ECW championship champion. That was like one of the coolest moments, I think, in wrestling history.
It's probably one of the biggest of all time, yeah. Because at that time, NWA was it.
Yeah, that was controversial to say the least, too.
Even though WCW broke away from it like a year before, WCW was still seen as the NWA. You know what I mean? And then he throws down the belt that Flair had. That it wasn't that too long ago either. Flair just had that belt.
And he fucking made a big ass statement, I think Todd Gordon was the only one that knew that was going to happen.
Todd, Paul, and Shane.
He called NWA dead promotion,
right?
And raised up the championship. And then he was part of the triple threat with Benoit and Malenko, too. Right. And then wasn't there another?
So there's 3 versions of the triple threat.
There's
Benoit, Malenko, Shane, and then it's Shane, Brian Lee, Primetime Brian Lee, and Candido. And then Brian Lee left to the WWF, so they replaced him with Bam Bam.
Oh, it was Bam Bam.
And then technically, Lance Storm is a member of the triple threat because he was tag champions with Candido, and he was or wasn't in it, depending on who you ask. I say he was. So there's 4 members of the triple threat at one time. And then there's Sonny and Francine, who are also members of the triple threat.
Big fan.
A
lot of socks.
I love the triple threat, if you can't tell.
And then number 4 for Camacho here, I got the Sandman.
Yeah.
Big part.
Yeah.
A part of the backbone, I would say.
Yeah.
He started out as the surfer guy, surfer gimmick, and then was it Paulie who told him, he's like, just go be yourself. Yeah. And went out there with what are those pants called? The Zuma pants or the
Zumba? I wear them myself.
You look very good in them.
I try.
Big fan. Big fan of not like that, but I'm a big fan.
I got it. Yeah. I get it. We're like this.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe there's a wrestler that was kind of influenced by Sandman. What?
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he stole Mikey Whipwreck's whippersnapper, and he stole Sandman's gimmick.
The beer. Yeah.
I mean, pretty much the whole gimmick, except for he didn't come to the audience. The rest was pretty much Sandman.
Yeah. Stone Cold minus a cane and coming out through the audience. So, yeah.
And then he steals the whippersnapper from Mikey.
Mikey Whipwreck. Wasn't he was a kid when he started, right? Whipwreck?
He was like 18 or 19.
Yeah. Wasn't he just like yeah, he was just like a fan and would help him out, and then they're like, you should fucking do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to have those cool shirts with like the dragon on them.
Yeah.
Those are really expensive now. I've looked.
They are.
Yeah.
Probably got like $10 at a comic book store before.
Yeah, I used to get a catalog in the mail that would have all that, like Liquid Blue or something, I think it was called. It had all those cool shirts.
So,
go ahead.
In Reno, when I was wrestling in Reno, some guy was wearing the Brian Pillman shirt, the Wolverine one.
Oh.
I was like in the ring, I was like being a heel, like, that's a cool fucking shirt, but you're a piece of shit.
I fucking hate you, but I'm fucking, that's cool as shit.
Shirt. I popped hard for the shirt.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's see. And then he beat the fuck out of Tommy Dreamer with the kendo stick, because that was right after that kid had been beaten in is that the Philippines? Oh, Singapore, obviously. Singapore cane. Yeah. That was the thank you, sir, may I have another? He fucking beat the fuck out of him with that.
And then Dreamer blinds him.
Yeah.
He doesn't leave his house.
Yep. And then he got his family stolen by Raven.
He did.
Got crucified. Yeah, he got crucified, and Ken Shamrock wanted no part of that.
Kurt Angle.
So pissed at Liam for Ken Shamrock.
Right.
Stuck in the head. Let's see. And then I'm gonna do my honorable mentions at the end. I got Dreamer. Mike Awesome. Had some awesome matches. Obviously, well, that sounded stupid, but yeah, he did have some awesome matches. Yeah. And New Jack, just for the controversy. And, stabbing people.
And without Mustafa, there's no Michael Shawn, so there you go.
Tell a little of the backstory about your training with Mustafa.
I was like 15, and him and this guy named Brian Brigger, they ran a school in Reno. Brian was a WWF jobber back in the day. His most famous thing is Papa Shango lit his boots on fire.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you remember this, but he had like the yellow boots, and Papa Shango lit him on fire. And my mom saw an ad, and I go to this school, and there's this big 300-pound black man who's trying to wrestle. And my parents are like, that's the guy. See you later, son.
I'm so scared right now.
But he's the sweetest, gentlest man there ever was. Like, he has like this tough demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
He took care of me, made sure that I was okay, like taught me the ropes. Like, the gimmick is real, don't get me wrong.
Oh, for sure.
He took care of me, and like best trainer, I feel. Him and Brian are the two best trainers in this area, period. No questions asked. And Brian still trains people. Mustafa just wrestles now, or still wrestles.
I was gonna ask if he was still training.
No, Brian does though in Reno.
Do they have a similar? That's probably a different style that they both teach, right? Or is it?
Not really.
No.
No, like they're both from the East Coast, so it's very similar styles.
Okay.
Everything Mustafa threw, I don't want to break kayfabe, but like it looked violent as fuck. It was not. It's probably the lightest punches I've ever taken in my life. Same with Brian. Yeah. Brutal Bob Evans. I don't know if you know who Brutal Bob Evans is, but I want to say, was trained by Brian, and he was like responsible for a bunch of guys at Ring of Honor and stuff. Brutal Bob Evans. Scotty Too Hottie and Brian, before Brian left the East Coast, were running a school together in the East Coast. And then Mustafa I don't know how he ended up in Reno. I'm just lucky that he did. Me, the Reno Scum. Corey Dayton, Malachi, who was around for a long time. We all, Frankly Gorgeous, he's in Reno too. We all got lucky, and just for a very short minimal time in Reno, we had the best trainer in the world, 2 best trainers in the world.
Yeah.
It lasted probably like 4 years, and the gym we were at went out of business.
Oh.
And everybody went their separate ways. And then Lester started his own school. Adam and Lester did their own thing. Brian moved to Oklahoma. And then Mustafa ended up in Sacramento somehow. And I moved to Oregon. So, like, it all just got, like, combobulated real quick. But, like, for a quick minute, it was probably the best wrestling school around, no questions asked. Just look at the Reno Scum. Look at I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but I feel like I'm pretty decent. And then Corey Dayton's really underrated. Corey had injury problems early on in his career. If Corey didn't get hurt, he'd probably be in the WWE right now. That's how good Corey was. He's probably the best out of all of us, to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah.
And Choopy was at our school too. I forgot Choopy was there too. So Choopy went and trained with Ugly for a while, and then he ended up moving to Reno, and he was in the school with us. Look at Choopy. Choopy's amazing. All Brian and Mustafa and Ugly. And then and then it all just broke up, and it just sucks that it all ended. But for a minute, we were really, 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 really lucky to have all of them, those 2 guys. Like, there was days where Brian would just work with, like, the Scum and, like, the more, like, advanced guys. Because I was, Mustafa would be like, come with me. And there was a boxing ring across the way. It was a boxing ring. And we had a wrestling ring and a boxing ring. He would take me to the boxing ring and have me do drills in the boxing ring and stuff. Just, like, lock up and wrist locks and stuff. But, like, it was just me and Mustafa one-on-one most nights until I got decent enough to go with the big boys.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm kind of marking out.
And he would make me run around the building with him. And he's like, I don't know at the time, he was like 40 something. He goes, how the hell are you letting a 40-year-old man beat you around the building? I was like, he's like, you're 16. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
He was okay. He was fast.
Damn. That's really cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got a good trainer myself.
You do?
Yeah. Can't disclose. I can't disclose, but he's pretty good.
I heard.
Yeah.
Bruno Sammartino is a good dude.
Yeah, he is. He's a legend.
Right.
I taught him a lot too.
But he's not a living legend anymore.
No, that's
formerly the living legend.
Yeah. Trying to take the spot from him.
There you go.
Eventually. And then last, I just put Paulie on there because he's just obviously a big part of it.
He's the main part of it. Him and Todd.
Yeah. So that is Camacho's Mount Rushmore of ECW. Hit me with yours, Michael.
All right. Number 1 is the fucking franchise Shane Douglas. Without him throwing down that belt, none of this is possible. I feel before that, they were just an indie. They were just one in the mill. They bring in former WF guys, and they would have shows and a bar or whatever. But when Shane threw down that belt, I think it opened up the floodgates of all that happened. And then the triple threat, as I said, I'm a huge triple threat. Mark, when I started 209 Click, it was very much based on the triple threat. It was me, Shane, CJ, and Matt were the triple threat. And then we started adding more people, but at the core, we're still a triple threat.
Yeah.
And then, look, Shane was the guy. He was the top heel until he left to WCW. There was nobody. There was Raven, I guess you could say, but I think that Shane is what drew. Shane being heavyweight champion, and when Taz beat him, the place went apeshit. And I mean, he ducked Taz, and Taz finally got him. And it was awesome.
I gotta say, there's something to watching them on YouTube with the original music and everything, not like on the Peacock or whatever. It's all edited and the music rights and all that. There's a feel to it and a nostalgia that is, I couldn't compare it to any other like promotion. Like,
no,
obviously there's vintage WWE, there's obviously vintage, fucking WCW, but the ECW, like, it was like a whole aura to it, like,
right,
like Sandman coming out, like we talked about, through the fans, drinking a beer, getting fucking color before he comes out. It was just, I'm gonna watch some ECW tonight.
Right, they have all the old house shows on YouTube, and
you'll have to send Camacho a link.
I will. My wife's like, again? It's a different show, babe.
Yes. Again.
But it has to be from like 98 and before. I won't watch anything after that. Like, basically, once the Triple Threat disbands, I'm not interested in ECW anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah. Once Shane left, it was kind of like, meh. It's there, but meh.
Yeah. The big part of the company. Makes sense.
I mean, I loved ECW up until the day it died, but looking back on it, it doesn't have the same aura once Shane left. Like, Shane versus Al Snow, go watch that. That's like a fucking rave. It's so fucking crazy. Like, everybody has the head.
Is that when they threw them all into the ring?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably the coolest thing they ever did in ECW. And that's all Shane being an asshole heel.
That was
They wanted him to lose to Al Snow, but he didn't, because he's the fucking Triple Threat.
I would have put Al Snow on there, but he didn't make a big enough
6 months.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed what he did there, but he didn't make the list.
Then he had the watered version in WWE, or the same gimmick.
Very watered down, and then they kept it going. Like they would with Perry Saturn and Moppy was like kind of similar.
Right.
What do you call it? A different pony with the same something. There's a.
I don't know. Different pony, same name.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Concussions.
Concussions. CTE.
Yeah, they happen.
Yep. It's not real. Ask Steve Austin. It's not real. What? Yeah. So number 2, I gotta go with the actual like backbone, the franchise of ECW, the real franchise, Tommy Dreamer.
Yes.
Tommy is the spirit, the soul, the backbone, the heart, all of it of ECW is Tommy Dreamer. Without Tommy and Raven's feud and Tommy and Sandman, and there is no ECW. There really isn't. Tommy was the Sting of ECW. He was the franchise player. He was the guy that every one of those storylines circled around Tommy Dreamer. He was the center of ECW. Even when Sandman went off and feuded with Raven, Tommy was still in the center of it. Tommy was in the center of the ECW WWF invasion when he wrestled Lawler. Tommy was the center of when Funk won the belt on Barely Legal. Like, Tommy was ECW. Everything centered around Tommy. And then everything spurted off of Tommy. All these little sub things was off of Tommy. There is no ECW without Tommy Dreamer. And he kept it alive once Paul kind of lost interest and like kind of checked out.
Yeah, he was booking a lot of stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah. Towards the end, he did pretty much did probably like the last 6 months. Everybody says that he did probably the last 6 months of ECW.
Yeah.
Paul just went MIA. And you can see it on the old TNN shows. Like, Paul looks fucking spun out and just done. Mentally broken is the best way to put it.
Yeah. I understand why, but it sucks that everything happened the way that it did. But they were lucky to have Dreamer there to carry
and look
it.
what he's doing with TNA now, Dreamer. Probably I say second best show out there.
WWE and TNA, yeah. AEW.
That was a rough watch yesterday. Rough watch.
Was it that bad?
It was rough. It was hard. It was. And then coked out Tony came out there.
Oh, God.
Like 3 times.
Fucking...
Stockton's the greatest town in the whole world. Yeah, it was fun.
Sure about that?
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, Raven and Dreamer is enough. The Beulah came off of that. The BWO came off of that. You know what I mean? Like, all that is off of Dreamer. Sandman becoming this asshole heel. Dreamer. It's all Dreamer. And then when Raven came back, and then they put Raven and Dreamer as the tag champions, that was really fucking cool until Raven turned on him again, because fuck you, Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
I fucking hate you.
reluctant tag team partners.
Right. Fucking Raven came to like defend the honor of ECW so the Dudleys couldn't take the belts to Vince. And then they were like, and then he turned on him once the Dudleys were gone. But I mean, like I said, there's no ECW without Dreamer. No ECW without Dreamer.
Yeah. I wish on my honorable mentions I would have put Spike Dudley on there. I am a big fan. He didn't make like a big impact, but he made a big impact like with his body and stuff. I really think that.
And Bam throwing him into the audience is probably one of the coolest things ever.
He's the king of taking bumps.
Right.
Like, I am surprised that he is not in a wheelchair.
Yeah. So number 3, brother from Brooklyn, Red Hook, Taz.
Yes.
The FTW title, freaking being this badass, sawed off, gonna fucking kill the world guy, was my guy.
This big, but
he was
huge. Yeah.
I love Shane and I love Taz. And then when they're feuding, I was like, who the fuck am I gonna? This sucks. Fuck this. What are they doing to me? But I got it. Like, Taz had to become champion. And then when Taz left, that's legit that's the end of ECW. When Taz goes to WWF, that's the end of ECW. That's when ECW ends. It lasted a year after he lived, like legit a year.
Yeah.
He leaves to the Royal Rumble this January. That next January, they're gone. A year later, Taz is pretty much the end of ECW.
His last match was with Mike Awesome,
Guilty
right?
As Charged. I think it's Guilty As Charged. When he
Yeah.
puts over Mike Awesome.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Might have been Tanaka who won that match. I just know it was a triple threat. The first guy eliminated was Taz, and there had to be a new champion. But I think it was Tanaka. It might have been Awesome. But Awesome loses the title back to Taz a couple months later. And then Taz defends it to Triple H on SmackDown. Or not defend it, but he comes out with it. It was WCW versus WWF in an ECW ring. How much cooler is that? What else do you need to say other than that? Taz did that.
That's pretty cool.
Taz was like a badass motherfucker who didn't get fucked with. Nobody was going to touch him. And he made you believe that he was a badass motherfucker. And then he showed WWF and he's like 4'4". And you're like, well.
Fucking nappy.
You know what I mean? But when he beat Angle, it was fucking awesome. When he wrestled Angle in the Royal Rumble, that was fucking awesome as fuck. And then that was the end of Taz. Like, it sucks, but that was the end of Taz.
Now he is an announcer.
He's a pissed off Italian announcer who puts over his son.
Yeah, they retired that title, right? Didn't they?
Right. Yeah.
For
the FTW title.
Yeah, but
Hook.
what's his Hook? Yeah, his boy. Yeah.
I mean, it just sucks. I mean, I love Taz was the man, and then I was so excited when he showed up WWF, and I thought he was gonna fucking become world champion. He's gonna wrestle Triple H, and he's gonna fuck him up. And then he shows up, and he's not much taller or shorter than Kurt Angle. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh.
Even at 13, I understood that he was fucked. Because Kurt was small compared to all those guys.
Yeah, I could see that.
Kurt was only like 5'9", 5'10". Hunter's 6'3". Rocky's 6'3". Taker's 6'10", 6'10". Kane's 6'10". Big Show's 7 foot legit. How's he gonna, he's 5'5". You know what I mean? It just,
yeah.
I was like, fuck. But in ECW, not everyone was that big. So you look like a fucking killer.
You look like a monster. Him and because is Rhino that much bigger than him?
Rhino's not that big either.
Yeah. Well, I mean they're big, but I mean they're compact, I guess you'd say.
Right. I think they're both about my height. 5'8", 5'9".
Interesting.
Yeah. Just sucks. Sucks. I'm so excited. You have no idea how excited I was when Taz fucking came to WWF. Because, I mean, even then I understood that, like, ECW wasn't on par with WWF. Taz is finally going to get his push. It's going to be fucking awesome. Look at what they did with the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, they were huge.
And then Taz just didn't pan out, and it just sucks. As much as I love Taz.
I love Taz. The human suplex machine.
Suplex machine. Beat me if you can. Survive
if I let you.
All right. And then number 4. The guy who made ECW what it was, like, legitimate. And that'd be Terry Funk. The Funker. Without Terry Funk, I don't think it's looked at as legitimate. I think it's just looked at another indie. Terry Funk was the NWA heavyweight champion when nobody was the NWA heavyweight champion. You know what I mean? He was a touring guy. He was a top guy. He was just in WCW like a year or two before that wrestling Ric Flair.
Yeah.
I mean, Terry Funk was Terry fucking Funk. And he put these guys over. He made this his home until he went back and forth to WWF, but like he was still wrestling in ECW at the same time because they had that relationship. So he never really left them. And Terry made ECW something that other wrestlers could be like, oh, if Terry's there, I can go there. You know what I mean? Tully Blanchard went there. He wrestled Shane.
Yeah.
Arn Anderson went there for a minute. Freaking the Four Horsemen, baby. And then Bam Bam goes there. And Rick Rude goes there. Sid ended up there. Like, all this because Terry Funk was there. It made it look legitimate. I understand that they're trying to make money too, don't get me wrong. But, like, without Terry being there, I don't think those guys go. I think they'll go get a contract with WCW.
Yeah.
Because some guys said, fuck you, I'm going to go to ECW. You want to pay me whatever? I'm going to ECW. I think Terry Funk needs all the credit in the world for the success of ECW to bring in other wrestlers.
Yeah.
To make it look legitimate, to make it look like a place to make money, a place to thrive, to make a living in professional wrestling. Because before that, like, Eddie Gilbert was there, and he was treating it like an indie. He was just kind of like bringing these guys in, like Kamala and Jimmy Snuka was like their first world champion. Like, cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. It was an indie. And then Terry Funk shows up, and it all changes. He's wrestling Shane Douglas, and he's putting Shane Douglas over. He's not jobbing out. You know what I mean? He's not.
Yeah.
he's not like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna lose. I'm winning the world title tonight. I'm gonna be the world champion, like Snuka probably did. You know what I mean? Or Don Morocco, who was there, and Terry Funk was like, no, I'm gonna make Shane. I'm gonna make Sabu. I'm gonna make Tommy. I'm gonna make this guy. I'm gonna make this guy. He could have been like, fuck you, I'm gonna be the world champion, and there's not a fucking thing you guys can do about it. But he saw that this could be a place to make money.
Yeah,
and
the potential.
He helped them get there. Without Terry Funk, I don't think the first pay-per-view ever happens. I think that first pay-per-view is probably the most important thing in professional wrestling history. It proved that the little guy can win. It proved that Vince isn't the only show in town. The WCW wasn't the only show in town. And without ECW, there is probably no TNA. Because TNA was like, oh, if they could do this, we could just have to go on pay-per-view for a little while. And look at TNA 20 years later. Ring of Honor, same thing.
Yep.
Ring of Honor was basically started by guys that left ECW and started Ring of Honor. But their style was different.
Yeah.
But it was still hardcore. It was still a niche thing. It was still our thing kind of attitude.
Yeah.
And they built Ring of Honor kind of with the same idea that they did with ECW. We need one main star. And they did. They got him. And then they built around it. And they had like guys like Bryan Danielson come in, and AJ, and Chris Daniels, and Joe. Like ECW did with Taz, and Dreamer, and Sandman, and Van Dam, and Sabu. It's all the same idea.
I think another that just popped into my head thinking about just reflecting back is how much of a integral part that the fans of ECW are. Like I would put them on, you know what I mean? If there was another spot for Rushmore, it's the ECW fans that chants and stuff that still carry over today that are like, when did ECW start? 1980, is it?
No. 93, 94?
93? 20 years later? 30 years later, whatever it is?
30 years later.
30 years later. And you're still getting you fucked up chants, fucking... It's
EC-dub chants?
EC-dub, yeah. Stuff that you still hear today that was started by those fans that were super dedicated. Holy shit. Like, I
don't know what's happening in WCW or WWF. That's ECW.
100%, and it still carries over. Like, that's how big of an impact that you were speaking, and then I was just thinking of the impact of like ECW and how it still is not really, it's gone, but it's not really gone in a way. Like,
even ECW was like a springboard for Foley and Pillman and Austin and Rey Mysterio and Benoit, Malenko, Eddie, yeah. They all started in ECW. Jericho, Lance Storm.
Yeah, I would bear to say that that Stone Cold found himself in ECW.
Right.
Like
right.
The building blocks were laid
Mick
out
Foley
for
too.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Cactus Jack, yeah.
Yeah. Kane Dewey's probably the greatest promo I would put up there, like Hard Times. The Kane Dewey promo.
Yeah.
It's probably up there. ECW was so, like, I found it probably 96, 97, so I'm 9, 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Attitude Era starts right around the same time. And it was like, what in the fuck is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was so passionate about ECW. And then guys from ECW show up at WWF, and I'm like, oh my God, what are they doing here? Why the fuck did they leave?
Yeah.
Like, Saturn went to WCW, I was so fucking pissed. Republic Enemy went to WCW, I was like, why? Why? You know, and then Raven, and I fucking freaked out when Raven showed up at WCW because I loved Raven. And then they kind of gave him the flock, and he was cool, but they never did anything with him outside of just like, well, here's Raven. Paul understood Raven. You know what I mean? Paul made Raven. And Raven was the coolest motherfucker in the world in my mind. And he was only there for a year, really. He was there from like 95 to like the end of 96.
Short time, big impact.
No, 97. He left in 97 because he was at the first bare legal title because he lost the belt to Funk. So April, he left 97. So he's there a year and a half. And him and Dreamer is probably one of the greatest feuds of all time. In a year and a half.
Yes. Of all time, yes.
Yeah. And Paul, I love, like, I could go on all night about how much I love ECW. I like Joel Gertner. Why did Joel Gertner never get a shot in WWF? Like, especially the Attitude Era. Him with the Dudleys. Fuck. They would have started riots.
I loved the neck brace. Like he sold that for the whole time, forever.
3 years, 4 years, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I just and then I'll watch stuff back and I'm like, fuck, why is wrestling not this good anymore?
I get emotional when I hear, like, I'll go back and I'll hear Joey Styles' voice.
My God.
Oh my God. That is like, I'm a Tony Schiavone guy, the voice, but Joey's is just, it's so like dramatic, I guess, in a way. Like you feel like you're there.
I've told Jake this. I was like, you know what? You are just as good as Joey Styles, and that's like the highest compliment I could ever give you. And he goes, what? And I was like, you're Jake. There's probably nobody that can touch you. And he goes, for an indie guy, there's nobody that can touch Jake. I feel. I watch like GCW. I watch all these other. Jake is probably better than most of them, and Jake is on that Joey Styles par. He does it by himself.
Yep.
A one-man show. I'm not trying to like put over my boss or whatever, but Jake is really fucking good, and he reminds me so much of Joey Styles. Every time I like watch shit back, I'm like, fuck, Jake. How is Jake not, somewhere? But his passion is giving me a platform and making him money. You're welcome, Jake.
I'm a big fan of going back and watching the old stuff with him doing the commentary. Obviously it's nostalgic, but his voice just does something like just even just talking to him in person. He's a really cool guy. He's down to earth. He loves it. He loves what he's doing. I'm putting him up.
The ECW feel a lot. We're very counterculture of like the area wrestling. We're very much fuck you. We're gonna do it our way. I don't give a fuck what you say. We very much travel. Nobody else travels, so you can suck our dicks. I just feel that we have that lightning in our bottle, and I feel that we have that ECW like a momentum going right now. I think any second we're about to be on par with like a GCW, or just we have to be seen by the right people. Mm-hmm. I think our shit is just as good, if not better, than most.
Well, doing this podcast, I'm hoping to give you a platform to promote all that, because that's something that Camacho believes in. He believes in TWF in the future.
Well, you started this podcast just to put me over.
100%.
Right. And then Liam, I don't know why you drug him in.
I'll have to ask Kyle.
You talk to your friend Kyle. Like, why he brought Liam around? I don't get it.
I'm thinking if I could get.
I think just the two of you guys should be like.
I was just gonna say, if I can get Kyle to commit, he's busy doing some stuff.
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend, yeah, he's busy doing that. But if I can get him together with me, then maybe sky's the limit.
You just have to drop the dead weight of Liam.
That's already started.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I was a little bird in Kyle's ear when he threw him out of the Royal Rumble. It was, there's a good Kyle, and then there's Camacho on this side, and Camacho said, "Fuck that dude, throw him out." Yeah,
that's good. I'm glad that you did that.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
So, I mean, Camacho's a free agent.
Like the few times I've talked to Liam, I'm always like, "Who is this Mark trying to talk to me right now?"
Right?
Just because he's friends with my friend Kyle, I'm just like, I'll be nice, but this guy's kind of a mark.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm glad we're doing this, and not he's not in the picture anymore.
Right.
Even though
my honorable mentions, we'll do my honorable mentions.
Oh, quick. Yes.
We're gonna go with the whole fucking show, Rob Van Dam. Van Dam was like, if Tommy's the Sting, Van Dam would probably be like the NWO. The cool guy that like everybody wanted to be. You know what I mean? He's like, that's the, he's the cool guy. I like that guy.
I remember his tights, like all the airbrushed ones that he had, the singlets. And when I was in high school, I would always draw it had to have flames and a yin yang, because he always had the fucking yin yang.
Right.
Yeah. And then that weird S thing with the 3 lines that everybody did.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But the stuff he was doing in 97, 98, whatever, 99, nobody was doing that. He was like the Van Terminator, the Van Daminator, the Frog Splash, the Rolling Thunder. All that shit was so fucking innovative, so fucking cool. And then the way he would just throw himself out of the fucking ring and do the fucking cross bodies to out of the fucking into the audience and shit. Van Dam was the fucking man.
There's a guy in TWF, Landon Ramos.
Fuck that guy. Why would you bring his name up?
He just reminds me of him a little bit. I don't know. Sorry to bring it up.
Fuck that guy. He's really athletic and he's a really good wrestler, but fuck that guy. Okay?
Yeah. Camacho agrees.
When CJ kicks his ass and becomes the number 1 contender for the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
And then gives it to me, because that's the right fucking thing to do. Make me the number 1 contender.
Well, yeah.
And go beat Flacco. That's the fucking right thing to do. CJ knows this. This is what he's going to do. He knows.
I hope he does.
I mean, it's click business. I'm the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once he beats beats fucking Landon and beats fucking Mike Hayashi, it makes me the number 1 contender. We'll be right in the world again in the 209 click. Everything will be okay.
Good.
But back to Van Dam. Why you gotta bring up that fucking guy's name?
Hey. Just a thought.
I mean, I've asked Landon multiple times to join the 209 click. That's how much respect I have for the guy. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
And he keeps telling me no. So fuck him.
He would turn that down?
Twice. You know how many people get offered just once? Nobody. Well, that's different. Okay. You're good people.
Yeah.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I was just, I saw Landon. I was like, this guy's athletic. I put a t-shirt on him. Might make him cool. People might like him. But he kept turning me down. And G used to be his friend back in the day. And
yeah.
So I did it for G. But he told me no. So fuck that guy.
Man.
Just fuck that motherfucker. Him, Flacco, Mike Hayashi, they're all pieces of shit.
I mean, let's be honest, yeah.
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 All right. So then my other honorable mention, Chris Candido, no gimmicks needed.
No.
That's my guy. That's my be-all, end-all ECW guys, Chris Candido. I love Chris Candido. I could watch Chris Candido wrestle every day of my life. I pretty much do. Him and Shawn Michaels are 1 and 2 of my favorite guys of all time. Shawn's obviously number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Candido was so fluid, so good. He made everything look so crisp. He just And then he was like that little like pit bull of the fucking triple threat, but yet like a goofball. He was the fucking guy. And anybody who doesn't know who Chris Candido is, go watch fucking Chris Candido and be thoroughly entertained. The Blonde Bombshell is fucking powerbomb off the fucking top. So fucking good. He was doing cruiserweight shit at probably like 230.
Yeah.
He was
a specimen.
Yeah. He was and he was the former NWA heavyweight champion and WWF tag team champion. And he was fucking Sonny when Sonny was in fucking looking like Greg the Hammer Valentine.
I seen her work on the hub.
On the hub?
Yeah, it was on the hub the other day. Huh?
She pooted. Have you ever seen that? Fucking on Conrad Thompson and Brother Love. What's his name? Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
They have a podcast and they like review fucking Sonny's porn. And she farts in the fucking porn, I guess. And he goes, she pooted. So ever since then, it's always been like, she pooted.
Oh. I have to watch it back.
Yeah.
For science. For research.
Science. For research.
Yeah.
All American research. All right, that's all I got. I mean, there's other guys I could name all day long. Stevie Richards. Bam Bam, Mike Awesome, Raven. Raven should be in there too. Raven should be on honorable mention somewhere too.
Yeah,
I love it. And his feud with Dreamer was fucking amazing.
That's
maybe Raven and Dreamer like wanted like the same, like half and half of one.
I would accept that. That's a fair, I mean? Yeah. That's a fair assessment.
I was never a big fan of Sandman, but I understand his place. Like, he was an awful wrestler. Even at, like, 10 years old, I understood that. Like, how bad this guy is. And, like, I was, like, he just never resonated with me. Like, Luster, he loves Sandman. And I was always like, why? What do you see in him? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But we were, like, talking about everything else. But he loves Sandman for whatever reason. And then, I don't know, there's Paul, obviously. There's fucking Todd Gordon. There's fucking Bill Alfonso.
Jerry Lynn.
The Dudleys.
Sign Guy Dudley. Dances with Dudley. Public Enemy.
In there, too. Public Enemy. The Pitbulls. Like, fuck.
The FBI.
All day long. Francine.
FBI.
On her own.
Roadkill.
FBI.
Danny Doring.
Chris Chetty. The Baldies.
Masato. Super Crazy.
Super Crazy. I wrestled Super Crazy.
I actually watched that.
Was it good?
I was very impressed. Yeah, you got some time with. That was really cool.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. Once I told him I was training by Mustafa, it was kind of like, oh, okay, we could do stuff together. Because everyone else was kind of like he knows Diablo Azteca. So he was like asking him about me and stuff. So I was like,
oh.
And then I was the only guy who spoke English in the whole match. So, and they tried to kayfabe me, like pretend like he didn't speak English and shit. And I was like, I've heard you speak English, motherfucker.
Okay.
¿Por qué?
Okay.
And the Tajiri.
Oh, Tajiri, yeah.
Mike Whipwreck. I could go on for days, like how much I love ECW. Like, it was Mustafa, New Jack, just 911, early ECW. I love 911.
Yeah, the list could go on. Like you mentioned Gertner, like
right.
The whole cast of characters is, I mean, I know that there was some not good wrestlers, but to me they all played a part in the story of ECW. Right. Like, you know,
and I just like when I watch it now, I get like super nostalgic. I'm like, fuck. Like I
And
watch old WCW, but none of it's like the way I look at ECW.
Yeah, another thought that I had earlier too was I know on Turnbuckle tapes they did a episode of when WCW did their uncensored pay-per-views. That was to me like heavily ECW
Right.
inspired.
Right.
But
Having
that
like
probably
see the street fights and stuff.
yeah, that probably had something to do with
I'm sure.
Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, because Kevin Sullivan came from ECW.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
Him, yeah,
So,
like there's you could go on, you know what I mean? And
it all stems off of Memphis. So, like when Eddie Gilbert came, he came from Memphis.
mm-hmm.
And he brought the Memphis style to Philly. That's pretty much all he did. So, crazy, wild, walk and talk wrestling. But then it's turned into like people getting caught on fire and fucking all the crazy shit they ended up doing. But like it's very much Memphis wrestling, just with an ECW name on it. Just
who was it that New Jack threw off the scaffolding and almost
Grimes.
Grimes, yeah.
That's don't bring that up around Vinny Massaro.
No.
So story. This is Vinny's story, but I will tell it for him because he probably will never be on here. Vinny was in charge of putting the ring together.
Oh.
And if he didn't put it where he put it, Vic Grimes would be dead. And he's super, super close to Vic Grimes.
Yeah.
Vic Grimes is from APW. Vinny's from APW. He was like, he's super close to Vic.
Yeah.
So like when he brings it up, he almost like, I saved his life basically without knowing I saved his life. And like he gets pretty like not
emotional,
choked up, but like emotional. Like fuck. I'm like, fuck. He's like, yeah, if I didn't put it 3 inches to the right or whatever, he'd be dead.
He lost. Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
It was an XPW, not ECW, but
yeah,
it was pretty much the same fucking thing.
Tomato.
Right. Just like GCW is trying to be ECW now.
I don't watch much of that.
I like Cardona a lot, so I watch it for Cardona.
Yeah. He does a lot of in TNA too, right?
He's in TNA, yeah. Him and Brian Myers. I like Brian Myers a lot too.
I follow their action figure
podcast.
Where they go like toy hunting.
Yeah.
And then it's not ECW, but Ethan Page has one like that where they go toy hunting. Yeah, he don't do it.
Once he got signed with WWE, they're like, no.
I'm a big fan of collecting vintage toys.
I collect WWF vintage, just about anything.
Do you have?
I do actually somewhere.
I actually have a jacket like this.
I'm sure you do.
Pretty cool.
I just got a Triple H Ultimate today.
Oh yeah?
I did. And it says game over. It's like the blue game over t-shirt. It comes with that. It's like, I don't know what era Triple H, 02, 03. And I got Vader the other day. Ooh. And I got fucking, who else? Where is he? Oh, I got Eddie. WCW.
You got the Vader with the helmet?
I do have that somewhere. I got this Eddie.
Kind of blurry. Oh, there it is. Hell yeah.
And then I got this Vader. Vader time.
Yeah. Vader time. That one's cool.
It looks like the white. I got a problem. I see these things, I have to have them, and then my wife says, "What are you gonna do with them all?" I said, "Don't you worry about what I do.
It's my money.
It's her money. I just work for it."
It's her world, and you live in it.
Exactly.
There you go. Makes sense. All right, well, let's wrap this one up here, Michael. I got some trim to handle.
All right.
I got to get out of Liam's house before he gets home too.
Right? He'll be home any minute, right?
Looking like that. So I better hightail it out of here.
Was he at like knitting class, or where was he at?
I think there was a screening of Brokeback Mountain at the theater he was attending.
Well, doesn't he like go to Trekkie clubs and stuff, like Star Trek reunions and stuff?
Yeah, he has a problem.
Yeah.
Kind of a nerd.
What's that show you were supposed to watch? Twilight Zone.
Twin Peaks, or
it's probably like a Twin Peaks signing somewhere.
Yeah. What a loser.
You gotta watch Twin Peaks. Yeah. I'll get right on that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Don't ever watch it. It's terrible.
Is it bad?
It's bad.
I watch shows like Entourage. You like Entourage?
Worse.
There's like naked girls in Entourage and stuff.
Yeah, there's like naked dudes on Twin Peaks.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not into that.
He is. See. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just kind of weird.
Right. Tell everybody to watch it.
He watches it alone. I don't know. It's weird.
And he goes to reunions and shit.
I don't understand. But I appreciate your time here, Michael.
No
do you
problem,
have
Bob.
do you have any shows or appearances coming up? You want to
coming up?
Plug them.
Tomorrow I am in Manteca. I don't know when this is gonna air.
Possibly by tomorrow. I will try to edit it tonight.
So tomorrow I am in Manteca. I am wrestling Assassino.
Oh.
He is not in the 209 click in TWF. It's an alternate universe. So he is not in he's in the Lucha Libre Mafia. And then I have Realm of Warriors after that. No. I have 209 Slam Sesh in Stockton. Everybody should fucking go to this. This is a 209 click only ran company. This has nothing to do with any other company. We run it on our own. Me and Freeman have put blood, sweat, and tears in this fucking thing trying to get this off the ground. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have myself, and we're gonna have Freeman, obviously. We're gonna have CJ Dirt. We're gonna have the Samoan Reaper making his debut. This kid is related to the Usos and Jacob and Journey Fatu. Kid is fucking a beast of a fucking.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
This kid is a fucking killer. Operativo, who has wrestled all over Mexico. He is a former CMLL champion. He's gonna be wrestling the Samoan Reaper. This is gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to that one a lot. Freeman finally gets his hands on Brandon Humphreys. Brandon Humphreys is I'm not a big fan of Brandon Humphreys for a shoot. The guy has a big mouth, and Freeman finally gets to shut him up. Like, this is like legit a shoot. They fucking legit hate each other. I don't know how we got this to happen, but Freeman said, "Open invitation, motherfucker. Let's do this. Let's finally put up or shut up." And fucking Brandon, credit to him. Freeman is a legit shooter, is going to show up, and I don't know what's going to happen for real. Like, I'm not playing. This is not a gimmick. I'm being dead ass honest right now. They do not like each other, and this might get bad.
I believe it. Freeman is a scary man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not fucking around. I'm like, this is like I'm not joking around. I'm not in character. This is like Michael, not Michael Sean. I am telling you right now, Matt Freeman and Brandon Humphreys is going to be one to watch, because I legit don't know what's going to happen. They're probably going to start some live rounds, like, for real. They do not like each other.
That one will be worth the price of admission for sure.
Right. It really will. And then CJ is wrestling. What the fuck's he calling himself? The Mastodon Reyes. He's one of our students. He's making his debut. Assassino is wrestling Perry Papaya. That dude's a little fucking weird, Perry. He's a swinger, and he's like trying to fucking get fucking Assassino to join his clubs and fucking come hang out with the shows. If you know Assassino, he's not into that. He's all about just wrestling, and he's very loyal to his girlfriend. He's very not interested in that. But I don't know what's gonna happen.
Maybe we'll hook him and Liam up or something.
You might, actually. There you go. And then I am wrestling Prince Gabriel. I have nothing against Prince Gabriel. He's not my favorite person, but he's not my least favorite person. I'm like, iffy about Prince Gabriel, whatever. I like Prince Gabriel, but we're coming to my town of Stockton. I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
This is my promotion. This is my home. I'm walking out the winner. You know what I mean? And then we got the BLE, who I fucking hate with a passion too. Not a fan
either.
The Church of Omega. Christian Black has reassembled Omega. I don't know anything else other than that. He says that he has guys to help him against the BLE. I have no idea. He said, give me the BLE and make it happen. And I said, I can do that for you, buddy, but you better have other people because I'm not going to let you go out there by yourself.
Yeah.
And then what other matches were there? I know that who are they wrestling? Oh, it's father and son. The 209 Freebirds is what we're calling them in our promotion. They go by 209 boat other places. They're 209 Freebirds in our promotion. Are wrestling the American, or not American Dragon, not Bryan Danielson. The Angry Dragon, Mike Hayashi, and the All-American. That's where I got the American part from. Fucking Paris Singh. That should be pretty good. Paris, as much as he's fucking All-American goody, I had a hand in help train him. He's decent wrestler. And then Mike Hayashi, his merit speaks for himself. Mike is really, really a good wrestler. I have a lot of respect for Mike. I don't like Mike, but I have a lot of respect for him. And then, of course, my boys, Swole and Boat, are going to mop the floor with them. It's for the TWF tag titles.
Oh, for
mop the floor with these jabrones. And then there is Razzle or Dazzle. I don't know. I keep fucking mixing them up. They're Razzle or Dazzle. They're these two jabronis who think they're fucking stuck in 1984. Freaking rockers, and they call themselves Razzle and Dazzle. Well, one of them is wrestling Giga Herrera for the television championship. I don't know which one. It doesn't matter. They're both the same. They're interchangeable.
Yeah.
I think Dazzle used to hang out with Giga. Somehow they had a falling out, and now they're gonna hash it out at the Slam Sesh, and then performing. We're having a rap concert.
Oh,
Big Chaos, local guy, legend for real, legend rapper. He is gonna perform, and then Super Cuz, Freeman's cousin, Super Cuz, who is a recording artist, is gonna be performing, and then the official rapper of the 209 Click, the 209 Boat will be performing and wrestling. The kid can do it all. He will be wrestling and performing that night as well. And that's on October 25th, Friday night. We're not doing it on Saturdays. We're doing it on Friday night because we fucking want to be honest with you, because we fucking want to.
Fuck it.
And I mean, what else are you doing on Friday night?
There going to be any libations there?
I cannot confirm or deny that. That's all I'll say. Cannot confirm or deny. I know that it is your type of venue friendly. It's very friendly for that. But libations, I'm not sure. I could say yes. I could say no. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe Camacho will show up.
Camacho should show up. And then November 2nd, I'm doing Rumble Warriors in Lodi, California.
Okay.
So I'm pretty much in this area for the next couple weeks before I get on a jet plane and go somewhere.
If you need a travel partner, let me know.
I will. Slam Sesh, October 25th, October 25th, Friday night, Stockton, downtown. You can't get more Stockton than that.
Yep.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. We always deliver, I feel. And Freeman versus Humphreys alone should fucking draw you into this for a shoot.
Yeah.
Like, they do not like each other. I'm not playing around. This isn't like me just trying to hype some fucking match. No, this is legit. You can go look on fucking Facebook. These two dudes do not fucking like each other. They have almost fought before. This other promotion in San Jose was going to book a shoot fight between the two of them, and Freeman had a falling out with the promoter in the other company.
And
it never happened. Like, this, legit, they do not like each other.
So this has been brewing for a long time, and they're going to
It's been like 4 or 5 years, like, for a shoot. It all started, like, I don't know over what, but, like, they don't like each other. And it all, if you don't like my boy, it all stems down to, like, I don't like you either. You know what I mean?
It makes sense. It's called loyalty.
Right. He's my best friend for a shoot. So that's it. That's all I'm up to for now.
Very busy man. That's why you are the main event.
That's why I'm the main event.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I am the main event. October 25th. Be there or be square.
This face right there.
Good.
You know what I mean? Shit gets out of hand.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Got you.
Follow our new Instagram, 209 Slam Sesh on Instagram. I mean, we're trying. Stockton needs something.
Yeah, that's a cool. I'm excited to check it out. This is gonna be a new beginning.
Right. It is in conjunction with TWF, but me and Freeman have full reign to do whatever we want.
Then I have faith that it'll be a great show.
I do too, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Michael. Well, I appreciate your time here on me taking over this fucking jabroni ass show, and
it's probably like the second best show you guys have ever done.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
Because it's ECW, Camacho, Michael, Sean.
Right. And you know what else? No Liam.
That's the best part.
Right. That's going to sell on its own. Just put no Liam.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to watch.
Yeah. I'll have to make a graphic for it with, no Liam.
No Liam allowed.
No Liam's allowed. I love it.
You better
hurry up,
home.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to fucking get out of here and fucking edit this and get it posted and get it all done in time conjunction. That way he comes home and there's a new episode and he's like, where'd all the ratings come from? And it's going to be obviously.
Who's watching this? My mom? Only my mom used to watch before. What's going on?
Yes. All right. Well, I appreciate your time here. I will catch you at the Slam Sesh, October 25th, Friday night, Stockton, California.
Yeah.
All right. You have a good night, my man. I will see you soon. Much love.
Bitch,